Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday, and that means we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiance, original recipe. And I've got my friend here, Kimberly, from A Date with Dateline, to discuss this crazy episode with, like we just said before we logged on, we got ass eating and we got sex in a bathroom, poops in a toilet, laxatives. I mean, God, it's so much.
Now, are we at the point of the season where we hate everyone, or have we not reached that? Or I don't think I hate everyone this season, shockingly.
We haven't reached that point yet because I don't hate everyone. And as we go through people, here's what we'll do. We'll do a hate-o-meter
Yeah,
between 1 to 10.
yeah,
Hate-o-meter.
yeah.
But you know what, Kimberly? What I totally forgot? I have promised the people, and people keep reaching out to ask me. I act like it's thousands of people. It's been like
Right?
three.
Yeah, yeah.
But people keep asking me if we're going to do the next door segment. Because remember, I said we're going to bring back the next door segment, and people were hoping that you would do it with me.
Yeah. What is it? I can't even remember.
So, Aaron and
But
I
yes,
used to do
I'm
a
down. Sure.
Aaron and I used to do a segment called Next Door, and we would just read post from
Oh,
next door.
yes, yes. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Totally down. Yeah.
So, I have saved a few, just in case they got spicy, because sometimes you just save them and then they get spicy, and then you can follow along. I told you about the ones that had the waddling toddlers.
Yeah.
People were upset about the toddlers, and then the angry toddlers that attacked the car, shirtless babies with water balloons.
What is
Remember
going on
those?
in your town?
Um,
Babies are
let's
running loose,
Babies are running loose. Let's
like a
see.
new sci-fi show, like on Hulu, where
I'm
it's like
looking
babies
now.
are infected with zombie blood and they just are running loose and the parents don't know what to do.
Okay, so I'm going to read you one, but I want to give everybody a warning. When we do the next door segment, I'm going to play a fun sound that's going to lead into it. So if you're new here and you don't know, it is a doorbell sound and it will make your dogs go nuts. So I'm going to warn you, here it comes.
Yep.
Hi, neighbor. Hi, neighbor. What do you know and what do you say?
That was delightful.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Okay. So here is the next door thing that I will read. And then you just, from this point forward, when you see anything and you see a good one, just bookmark it on your phone. And then the next week we can talk about it. So this person writes, I'm not sure if someone owns a monkey or if it escaped from a truck, but at 8:30 this morning, I saw and heard a monkey running westbound near 6201 Telegraph Road. I didn't have time to record it with my phone, but it was the size of a child and had brown fur. First, this is like right by my old house, by the way. So this is like a busy suburban area. First, I heard the loud monkey noises. Then I turned around and saw the little fella running westbound on Telegraph Road. I will be checking my security cameras soon to see if I can find some video. If someone lives around 6201 Telegraph Road, please let me know if you saw it or heard it as well. I also saw elementary school children lining up at the bus stop not too far away from the monkey. Please stay safe and stay away from it. Don't touch or confront the monkey.
How do we know it's
Okay.
a monkey and not a baby Sasquatch? Because I think baby Sasquatch. Also, what is escaped from a truck? What kind of truck is carrying a monkey? A monkey truck
um,
with
is this
barrels
how
of
the
monkey.
guy from Curious George got his monkey? Did he
Yeah,
fall off a truck?
yeah, he
Is that what
fell off.
happened?
Yeah,
A
it was
monkey
a
truck?
barrel of monkeys on a truck, and it was rolling, and then the lid popped off, and then George
One
just
escaped.
yeah, he was curious.
So here are the comments.
Oh,
Okay.
I need resolution. Like, is there
Uh,
resolution?
there, there will be resolution. I just
Okay.
looked. Because I really just remembered it as we logged on 1 minute in. So I didn't actually look at this beforehand. So I'm just reading this off the top of the dome. Okay. This says, are you monkeying around?
Yep. Hmm.
Next one says, that's bananas.
Oh my god.
Next one says, good thing you split. This one says, are you for real?
Oh my god.
And this one, please call animal control. Monkeys can be
Thank you.
aggressive.
Yeah, thank you for the real person. I don't like people are using this to, like, try out comedy. Like, do they have no
Always.
one in their life that will laugh at their jokes, so they have to try to get internet strangers to laugh at their half-assed puns?
There's one guy that comments on every post, almost the same thing every time. He says, "That's mofosity." He says like MOFO, mofo, but he says mofosity.
He's trying
That's
to get that going. Stop trying to make
mofocious.
mofosity happen.
He does it on every one. He'll say, "This is mofo, times 10." Because it's so stupid, it's funny. This one says
You're
monkey
gonna
see,
see him
monkey
walking around in a shirt that says, like, Mofosity, and you're gonna be like,
for
"Who's
sure.
the Mofosity guy?" And he's like, "I'm trying to brand it."
It's working because I just talked about it on my very popular podcast. This one says monkey see, monkey do. This one says, oh,
That
this
doesn't
must
make
be
sense. There was
Mariah
one month.
Plath. This must be Mariah Plath. Not my circus, not my monkeys. That must have been Mariah. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. And this one says,
That's also just low effort. Like, these people are just Googling phrases with monkeys in it, and it doesn't matter if they apply or not.
right. This one brings up foxes in the area. We understand that.
Okay, that's
This one says, "Oh, you've met our new congressional representative."
oh god.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, and
so
then the
funny.
political stuff comes in.
Because that always happens.
Yeah.
Then we got monkey business. Now we have somebody that's smart. Ed says primates non-human are not authorized as pets in the county. Keeping them is a county offense. Free roaming, living out there, new world monkeys. The only kind we might have are tropical. And in this kind of environment, we would know their color and the type of sounds if you could ID them. They will go and frolic, but they are at risk of confiscation by animal control.
Wow.
Then people are like, I hope this poor little guy is safe and rescued. Should you call the zoo? Okay, well, the zoo is a solid 20 miles from here. So that would be okay. Then we talk about, are you sure it wasn't a fox? Are you sure it wasn't Littlefoot? LOL, Bigfoot.
Okay. Very cute.
Okay, so then we have a lot of the monkey see, monkey do, monkey hear
Oh
emojis.
gosh. Yeah.
Yeti
Mhm.
comments. It's too cold outside for a monkey. You should call animal control.
Yes. Also, the monkey should not be here, period.
This one
In any
says
climate.
monkeys are friendly. Don't threaten them.
I don't know if
Um,
that's true.
this person says there are a lot of jokes here, but I believe the poster of the message is serious. And why are many surprised? Maybe someone has it as a pet and let it go. My neighbor had a damn alligator in his basement.
What?
They broke out through the sliding glass door and was running around the neighborhood. People thought that was a joke until the police had to come and kill it. People
Oh
don't
my
operate
god.
soundly and mentally, and then we get a picture of the alligator.
Wow.
Now this person says, I think you saw my ex-wife. She
Oh
must be
my
off her meds. Don't approach her. Repeat, do not approach her.
okay, that's funny.
Ah.
That comment is from my dad. My dad would totally make that joke.
All right, and this person says, the person who posted that has been silent since posting it. I don't believe there's an escaped monkey. Okay, so then we get an update. Here's the
Oh.
update. First of all, I would like to say I very much appreciate the punky comments below.
Punky. Uh-huh.
Punky,
Wait, punk
Punkey,
like
like monkey,
Brewster or like Ashton Kutcher?
like monkey, but punky.
Oh, punk. Okay.
Like, yeah, he wrote Punkey, punky.
Mm.
Yes, I am serious. It was not a fox. It was a light brown colored fur ball that moved and galloped like a monkey. And it sounds like what you think a monkey sounds like. It had the hairy arms and everything. It was scared from the incoming traffic and raised its arm and started to scream. I felt bad for the thing because it was terrified.
So
I
there
can
were
show you.
cars around, so other
Yeah,
people saw this monkey.
yes. I can show you the security footage that I have, but it's just short of where I spotted it, and I can upload it later for further investigation. I sifted through my security cameras, but sadly, either the sun is glaring or the camera positioned on the other side,
Mm,
not where the creature was. I'm going to have to
sounds
go
like
and
a
ask.
Squatch.
If anyone lives near this, please tell me. I'm going to try my best to keep you all informed, but my life is kind of busy.
Oh,
All
well,
right.
yeah, they have a lot going on besides monkey spottings.
I
What else
mean,
do you have to do? Do you have a job interview today?
I mean,
Stay on monkey watch. Also, what else can they do? The monkey is obviously not going to be right in front of their house anymore. Are they going to drive around looking for the monkey?
I mean,
They
this
could
is,
go door to door for security footage.
so,
It's top
this one says, poor little thing, blah, blah, blah. And then the last comment that we have is from a guy named Michael. And he says, what difference does it make now? That monkey is long gone. Let it go. You're a busy guy and don't want to take anything new on. So just let it go.
his problem.
Um, I'm going to keep you updated on that monkey business.
I feel lied to because there was no resolution. We don't
Well,
know if the monkey was real, where it came from.
Well, there was resolution in that it was a serious post because I was thinking after 4 or 5 days of like people making jokes, the guy would come on and be like, of course I was kidding. I was making fun of all the people on next door that like post every time they see a fox, which is
Gotcha.
constantly.
Okay.
But he was like, I know you guys, I appreciate the punky comments, but
Yeah.
I did see a monkey.
Yeah. But oddly, no video proof. So maybe Squatch, alien, other things that
Hmm.
avoid detection. But there
Littlefoot.
have to be other people that were driving on that street.
Yeah,
No
it
one
sounds
else
like
has
it.
seen a monkey. It obviously was traveling by foot. So other people should have seen this. There should be like hundreds of posts about a monkey.
How else would a monkey travel? Like on a bike or on a
Taking up
scooter?
on the
Bird
bus,
scooter?
public transportation. I know it doesn't have any money, but maybe the bus driver would give it a lift for free.
But it made
Hop
me
on the
sad to think
top
it was.
like Teen Wolf. He
Yeah,
just hops on the
yes,
top of a
right.
van and surfs.
Mhm. Was that Teen Wolf or Teen Wolf 2? Who can know?
Mm,
Hmm,
I
who
think
can
it's
know?
one.
Well, anyway, guys, that's the update. I will keep an eye on that for you all in case there are any video footage surfaces of this monkey. But that's it. So that's our next door segment for today. And I hope all of you enjoyed it. And now that Kimberly is aware that we're doing it, since I sprung it on her live on the air, she will be watching her California next door because God knows you've probably got some crazy stuff over there. Definitely got to look in your parents' retirement community because you know
Oh,
there's some
for
good ones.
sure. Oh,
Yeah.
can I subscribe to? Yes, you're right.
You'll have to use probably like your
Oh,
dad's
actually, I
email.
could bring their newsletter too. There's a newsletter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Oh gosh, I should look at so in my parents' retirement community, they have a dart club and they gather for darts like Tuesday, Thursdays at 5 o'clock, and it's in like the common room.
Yeah.
And the amount of jokes next to the dartboard,
Yeah.
they print them. Where they print them, I don't know, but they are printed out pieces of paper that have all the jokes, all the dart jokes you could ever want.
Oh my god, I love it.
I'll take a picture because I'm going to be there in a couple of weeks, and
I
it's
love it.
our constant amusement is the dark jokes because they change every week. I'm like, where are these people getting printers? They're just printing out their dark jokes in size 400 font and posting them up. All right. Well, that's it for Next Door. So let's get into 90 Day Fiance, Season 10, Episode 13, To Love and To Cherish. So let's start with Just Igor and Parisian Nikki. She's really leaning into that beret.
So she goes to see. I wrote she's dressed like a French flight attendant in Barbie. So
Yeah,
we're right on
yeah,
the same track. Yeah.
yeah.
So she goes to get her talons fixed. I mean her nails, and don't know how she does anything.
I don't
Um,
either.
she tells the nail lady everything. She's like, I need to get my nail fixed because it broke, and I have a very important engagement party that is coming up, and I can't have this broken nail. Why do you need to tell them that? Just say, I have this nail. It's broken.
That wasn't even the half of what she said. I was very much waiting for her to say to her what she said to that other girl at the bar about the
Oh,
going
totally.
down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for
So
that. Yeah.
so that she starts getting her nails done. She at one point puts her hands down takes out her phone to show the lady pictures of her and Just Igor because I don't know. She
That was a
just show
gorgeous
it.
picture, though.
It was a gorgeous picture, but like also you're there to get your nails done. Don't stop and hold your phone and show the lady. So then she has to go, "Oh, very nice." And so
Wait a
she
minute. Wait a minute. I feel personally attacked by that because
you just
I do that at the nail salon with pictures of my dogs.
well, dogs are okay. Dogs are
Okay,
always
all
okay.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, I take it back.
Yeah. Also, it's probably you've been there before, right? This is
Yes,
not like
yes.
a new nail salon where you've never been there before.
That's
So,
correct.
she says, "So it's so embarrassing, but I'm going to tell you everything." She starts with, "It's so embarrassing." And I was like, "Oh, maybe she's not going to do it then." No.
Mm.
Nikki has no embarrassment. I think she's like heard this word embarrassment and she is co-opting it from other people because I don't think she's ever felt embarrassed. So she says, "It's so embarrassing, but he doesn't like to make love to me. I mean, we used to do it all the time, multiple times a day, 2, 3 times a day." This poor woman who's doing her nails. And she's also developing this weird accent, like her Jersey comes out, but because she's trying to speak broken English to the woman.
Yep. Yep.
And it's so,
It
like
is
you said,
like my
Anna did. Yeah.
yes, it's exactly like what my daughter did in France when she would say things like, "I would like to pay for this in, credit card."
Yeah.
Like, "Why are you speaking like that?"
That's exactly how she's
Yeah.
doing it. Yes. So she's like, "Are Moldovan men not sexual?" And is that she's asked every person. She's asked like vendors. She's talked to that lady that was selling like cotton candy. She's just constantly, and the lady again says, "No, that's not normal. They are sexual." How many times does she have to hear it from people?
This is the
It's
same
just
guy that she used to
Igor.
bang 3, 4 times a day, and he was from
Yeah.
Moldova then as well,
Yes, that is a great point.
you
So,
know?
yeah, and then Nikki goes, "I hope you don't mind me telling you these things." And the lady just says nothing. Cut to Nikki telling us the lady was so uncomfortable. She did not want to hear this stuff. Cut back to Nikki continuing to tell the lady stuff. So if you think she doesn't have awareness, she has awareness that the lady is not into this conversation. She
I felt like the
sensed
lady
that she's
really didn't speak
uncomfortable.
English.
That's a great point too.
Yeah.
Um, so she keeps telling her these uncomfortable things. And then she said the nail lady's like, "Well, if he loves you, he should understand." Like that's all she gets out. And just really general, basic. And then what Nikki heard was, "I need to break the controlling side of him.
I need
I
to
need to
break him.
break him down like a feral animal, like
Yes.
a wild horse."
Yes.
Even though we all know they can't be broken, but she's going
Right.
to try to break him. And the nail tech is like, "Good luck. Maybe find an American boy instead." And she's like, "Oh, they're just as bad in America."
She's like, "I, only got a $50 Amazon gift card and had to do this lady's nails for free, and I never needed to hear any of that."
None of
Yeah,
it. At least we should give props to Nikki because at least she didn't mention oral sex because
that's right.
usually she goes straight for the graphic. He does this, but he won't do this. He'll go in
Yes,
this area, but not this area, and she didn't.
you're
So
right.
good for you, Nikki. That's growth.
Good job. That's correct.
So she and Just Igor go on a romantic swan paddle boat on this beautiful lake
Yeah.
and in her 6-inch heels. And we for sure saw her undergarments, which I was happy she was wearing undergarments because those shorts are short.
Yes, but she was wearing, like, boy shorts under her shorts,
Yeah.
which is surprising. I feel like she'd be in a thong.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Um, so he tries to get symbolic, like with this boat, we both paddle to make it go like a relationship. And she's like, "Oh, that was beautiful." She gives him a kiss. That's all she needed. And
Mhm.
she says, "I still want to have the engagement party. Do you still want to have the engagement party?" And he says, "I mean, I hear you. You want more intimacy. That's why I suggested my dream for the threesome." And she says, "Keep dreaming. It's not happening." And he says, to us, but not to her. My heart is in love, but my body doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
That's why he says, that's why I want to bring in another person. Why? He needs to tell her. I want to slap him across the face. Why
But
does he?
bringing in another person is just going to make her feel even worse because he's going to
Yeah,
be so into that other person.
yeah. She'd really see it, and it'll be one more thing that she's agreed to, and she's look in a mirror, Nikki. I know you look in a mirror all the time, but hold up a mirror to your relationship because
Yeah.
he just needs to tell her directly, my body is not into you.
Yes,
And
I think so. Yeah.
I think, but she has this like low self-esteem and thinks she can't find anyone else because of she's trans, even though most of us think that it's because of the plastic surgery and
Mm-hmm.
not the trans issue. But I think he just needs to tell her, and it's really annoying. So she says, I would consider a threesome. See, now she's caving. Don't cave, Nikki.
Yeah.
I would consider a threesome, but we would need to do one with another guy. And he says,
Mhm.
"Oh, no, I don't wanna see that. I don't wanna see you sleeping with another guy." So, again, he doesn't wanna sleep with her, but he doesn't wanna see
Right.
her sleeping with another guy. Great.
Right.
And she says, "But I'd have to watch you sleeping with another girl. Why is that
Right.
okay?" And he
Right.
starts laughing right in her face, as he is wont to do, because he can't take anything seriously, and so he's laughing, like, hysterically, and, like, Gino and Jasmine just made a poop joke or something, and she gets so pissed, and she's like, "I'm gonna hit you. You need to don't laugh in my face. That's so disrespectful." And then he's like, "You're just nagging in me and always so serious, 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 and I don't wanna talk about this." And she's like, "All I want you to do is take accountability when you do something is wrong." That is our key word. If we were doing, like, password or some sort of secret word game, accountability.
Mhm.
Everyone wants also, I was watching Sister Wives last night, catching up, and accountability is the key word of 2024.
Do they
Um,
say it a lot over there on that show?
they all
They
want
say it.
Cody to take accountability,
Oh, no,
and
that's
he
never
does
gonna happen.
not wanna take accountability.
Mm-mm.
So, Igor just really needs to find a submissive gal, maybe from
Mhm.
Moldova, and that won't criticize him, and, like, that thinks everything he does is perfect. I don't
Yeah.
think his mom, like, maybe built him up and made him think that everything he does is perfect, and that's why he's like this, I don't know, but he needs to be able to take some criticism and admit when he's wrong and not laugh in her face when she's trying to have a serious conversation.
I agree, and she just needs to dump him because
She
the
needs to
minute she
dump him.
leaves Moldova, she's not going to trust anything he says because now he's already said he's got these sex friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. She's
Mm,
gonna be turning to Jasmine and Gino when she was, like, had to be on the phone when he would go pick up tacos.
yes. Yeah.
Turn the phone around. Turn the phone around. I want to see who the cashier is.
Oh,
So freaking like
God.
Mary and Brandon, who are you sitting next to on the plane? Is it a girl? Have them seat you next to a man
Don't even come here. It's like, well, I'm currently
on the
in
plane.
on the plane. Um, all right, is that the end of those 2? Because
That's the end.
that
That's all I
ended
can take.
badly.
Yeah, it
Ended
might have not
badly.
been the end, but I was like, "I'm done now."
Kimberly's like, "They are still talking, but I'm closing my laptop and headed to the kitchen." Okay. All right, so now let's go to Sophie and Robert. So we open with Rob the Knob. He's outside, and here is his diatribe.
Oh my god.
Y'all just want to judge, 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 and act like y'all been through it all. That's some bullshit. Everybody
Who is
got an
he talking
opinion.
to?
I'm giving. I'm in the middle of a speech. If you don't mind,
Sorry.
this is a soliloquy. This is an audition.
I'm sorry. That was rude.
I'll start over. Y'all just want to judge, 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 and act like y'all been through it all. That's some bullshit. Everybody got an opinion, but nobody's out here doing it themselves. I'm doing it myself. Myself. Nobody else. I ain't got no roommate. I ain't got no parent. Nobody. Nothing. Doing it on my own. They make it seem like I'm out here living in squalor. Get out of here with that shit. It's mad disrespectful to walk into my house and tell me what I'm supposed to do. They can't accept that they're not right. They can't accept that they're not always the absolute right person on everything. You know, I'm working on it. I want better. I'm not satisfied.
Oh my god.
He is just out there going off,
Talking to no one.
talking to no one, talking to no one.
On Pillow Talk, someone was like, he's literally having an argument with himself. It like
Yes, he is his
he's in a one-man version of Hamlet, and he's, like, just playing all the parts.
yes. He's back and forth. I was like, no one is going against what you're saying, and you're arguing with the wall.
The cameraman is not saying anything. They're
No.
not, like maybe they were making faces, and he's, like, reacting, because they're rolling their eyes.
Maybe the
I would
producer's
be.
like, "Tell us more, Rob." Um,
Can you
so in
imagine that
the
you're the cameraman and you have to keep a straight face during this?
oh, well, not even this, but I mean, remember the time when Jasmine told all about lifting her leg and peeing on Gino? You gotta be a
Yeah.
cameraman listening to that?
They
Oh,
should
God.
all get hazard pay, all the
Yeah.
camera.
So in the talking head, Sophie goes, I asked Rob to be nice, and he says he would be, but then he turned everything around that my mom said. And I said, well, mom was rude, but he's got to have thicker skin. This is going to be his mother-in-law. He's got to just be like, eye roll, ha ha, she's
I think
crazy. She
she
doesn't live there. Who
I think
cares?
she started nice, actually.
Yeah,
She did. She's like, "I wanna start and say the patio is lovely and I love the flowers. I'm a little concerned, about the
yeah,
safety and things like that." Like, she actually reined herself in and started nice, but his feedback made her change her tone, I think,
right.
to more aggressive.
You never been in the gutter. You never had anybody. You just make one phone call. So
Well,
he's just
are they like
immature.
royalty? You call him the Queen of England to help come and get you out. She's
I
dead,
mean, what?
sorry,
Yeah.
RIP. But he's like acts like he is like a Charles Dickens like little scamp on the street or something, and he has no one pulling himself up by his bootstraps.
We've seen his sister. She runs a wedding planning business. So
Yeah,
it's,
seriously.
So he's just immature and defensive. So
He's a baby.
another different talking head, she says, I feel like Rob is jealous of my upbringing. I feel like he tells me all the time how he's had it really difficult. And look, I am grateful for my upbringing, but I'm your fiance, not someone you should be jealous of. And I feel like he's got this weird resentment towards me because I was raised differently. And that is a great point
Yeah.
because they
Mhm.
are getting married and he should not be jealous of her or mad at her because she was raised differently. This is not something in her control. And if it was in her control, she would choose to be raised in a nice environment. I mean,
Mhm. He should be happy
So
that she grew up blessed.
yeah, but instead he's like she says, he like resents her about it. It's
Mhm.
strange. So inside mom is telling Sophie, just calm down and we just need to leave so I don't kick him and we should just go. But they can hear him out there going, nobody gonna put me down, like put me in the gutter. And who do they think they are? I was just running his mouth. And Sophie goes, just ignore him. Just talk over him. And she's looking for something. She's digging through piles of clothes looking for something. And he's out there still talking. And here he's continuing. He's like, I'd be so upset if I was depressed about what I don't have. And then they walk out. And Sophie goes, we can hear you. You're being super, super disrespectful. He goes,
Uh-huh.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh my god.
And Claire says, I apologize if I was disrespectful. I won't apologize for what I said, but I apologize that I raised my voice. So let's just leave it at that for now. And I want Sophie to stay with me tonight at the hotel. And he goes, all right, I don't care. So Duck and Head, he says, you know what? Sophie's just not on my team. She's not on my team. We just had this huge argument. She's just going to go leave and stay with her mom. And she doesn't care if I'm doing okay. She doesn't care about what's Rob got going on. No, she doesn't care. She just cares about what she thinks. She's just on her team with her mom now. They're going to get together and talk about me. And there's just not one thought in her mind about like, hey, that's my future husband. Hey, how's Rob? I was like, oh my God.
Um,
Sophie, run, run.
he is his person. I used to think he was so hot. His personality has finally officially ruined it for me. I find him so unattractive now.
He is so good looking. And then they were showing her on this episode too, even with that janky hair. I was like, the two of them together, they have the most perfect bone structure, both
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
And it'll be too bad if it doesn't work out because they are so attractive. But
I
I
know.
just
But
think,
I think she needs to run and go find somebody else that would treat
I do
her
too.
nicely. She
How
wants
much time
so
does she have
little.
left on
She
that
wants
visa?
the bare I know. Can she meet another American so she can still stay? Didn't we think of someone else we could set her up with?
I can think
I'm
of lots
sure
of
we
people.
could.
Yeah.
Kim's son, um,
I think he's kind of a player.
he is
I
kind of
don't
a
think that's a
player.
good, I don't think that's a good
I'm
match.
sure we could find maybe Rob's friend, the other friend.
Yeah. He was
He was
cute.
he was cute and she could stay in LA. Come on.
I think he'd been on America's Got Talent or Dance 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 or
Yeah.
Just Dance or
Yeah.
something. He'd been on a dance show.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Annalie and Clayton.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Cheeky.
Cheeky,
Cheeky.
cheeky. Let me shake
So
my tail. Cheeky, cheeky.
she's crying in the bathroom. She's just mad that he keeps bringing up telling her dad that, again, the bare minimum. Can you just tell your dad that you are in a relationship and you're getting married? That's all I want. And she's crying and he's wiping the snot off her nose. And it was kind of cute. And she's just, I want you to stop talking about it and respect my decision. I would rather break up than talk about this anymore. She's like, done.
You forget when she's in the bathroom and he's knocking on the door and he's like, I just want to know that you're okay in that bathroom. And she's like, she opens the door, she like flings it open. And
Yeah.
he's like, okay, so you're okay. She goes, just quit talking. Stop talking.
I mean, he is like me, like a never talker. He just can't, won't stop talking. I think he hates the silence, much like
Yeah.
myself. So I just
Yeah.
have to keep filling the silence.
Yeah.
So I feel that.
Me too.
So I think again, it's he says it's been 2 years. All I'm asking is for you to tell your parents, we've gotten the visa, you have come to the United States, we are planning a wedding, we've done all of this. The final step, we just need you to tell your parents. It's not
Yeah.
too much to ask. And he also explains that he was hidden in previous relationships. So someone else did
Yeah.
not wanna post on social media about him and did not
Yeah.
wanna introduce him to people, and then they cheated on him.
Yeah.
So,
Bad.
Clayton is not gonna be put in the corner anymore, and he doesn't want this to happen again. He feels like it's happening again, and she really starts to feel like she is done wrong, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this means a lot to him. Okay," and she says, "I'll post a photo." About us. And so she posts a photo, and I thought she was gonna set it for private or do some sort of sneaky
Oh.
move, like you say you're posting it, but you're not actually posting it, or you're like making it hidden. I don't know how that would work. But she posts a photo of the two of them, and she does a caption about how he's her favorite person and makes her the happiest for life. Like she really
Yeah.
goes in, but did she block her dad first, or is her
I was
dad
just to
not
say,
following her?
Dad
Because
doesn't have Instagram. Come on now.
okay, so dad
Yeah.
does, so that's why she feels safe doing that. Although
Yeah.
anyone could tell the dad. Like, does she have
Right.
friends there that could go tell him? Like, maybe she should tell her dad first before announcing to the world.
A little brother that's gonna squeal on her. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then he's so happy. He carries her awkwardly like a half fireman's carry off to the bedroom where
Yeah.
they're finally gonna get it on like guinea pigs, and it's their spell is gonna be broken. And
Hold on.
literally
Stop that guinea pig thought.
yeah.
Did the person send to you the thing that the person sent to me about the guinea pigs? You'll
No,
know what I'm talking about.
no, no.
Somebody sent me a picture in a grocery store that somebody took in the frozen food section, whole guinea pig.
Oh my god. Oh god.
I
No.
was like, "Oh, I hope oh, no."
Oh god.
I was
No,
like, "My
so
eyes, my eyes!"
yeah, no, I
Yes.
can't.
Yeah.
No.
I just saw the packaging. I didn't see what was inside, but it was enough for me.
Dear
Yeah.
God. Okay. So no. So he is the next morning they wake up and we were like, did they have sex? Did they
I
finally do
know.
it? Like I've never
Yes.
been so invested in someone having sex.
Yeah.
And so he starts wagging his tail in the bed and I was like, they did it. And so then he says, the train finally got into the station and we both got off. Good job,
Unless
Clay.
she's faking it, is what
Classy,
he
unless
says.
she's faking it,
Yeah.
and she probably was, and she says, "Well, I'm glad your little man is happy," and he says, "And your little thing."
Oh,
I
God, Clayton.
can't. Clayton,
God.
you just ruin everything. So
Oh.
and then he starts doing he has a stuffed panda that they sleep with or he sleeps with, and he starts
Mhm.
doing little voices for the panda, like, "I saw everything. You guys were naughty." I can't. Is he just any lady boner just would instantly go the second he walks in the room. So then he starts jumping on the bed, shaking his butt, and making guinea pig noises, like, and shaking his butt because he's so
So
happy.
bad. It's
And
so
she just
bad.
has instant regret. She just has to leave the room, go vomit. She's like, "I'm done. I can't why did I sleep with him? I'm so disgusted by this man." And it's we're all, I can't now, Clayton, you wonder why people wanna hide you in a relationship.
Oh,
Look at what you're doing on national TV.
no. That's awful.
So they go he could be great if he'd just rein in certain parts of his personality or find a girl who likes that sort of thing. A furry,
Yeah.
perhaps. He could find a pair. You know who might be good is, Ella, that girl who does the cosplay in front of her house.
Yes.
They could
Yes.
they could work. And I don't think
Yeah.
Johnny ever came here, did he?
He did.
Oh, he
He
did?
did. Yeah, somebody posted in one of those, I don't know if it was a Reddit or what, but somebody posted, a picture of they were together. He was in the States. He finally made it to
Finally.
visit her. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So they go he needed to come or she was just gonna keep sleeping with every guy she knows.
That's
So
yeah. As listen, that's her
it's her
prerogative.
right. He was not coming, so he
Mm,
wasn't keeping up her end of the bargain.
that's
So,
right.
yeah. So they go ride around San Diego on this, like, bike thing, much like Gino and Jasmine and Jasmine's sister/daughter did.
And we also had that on this episode as well with Nikki and Justy Gore.
You're
It's like,
right.
what's with this paddling, pedaling?
Paddling.
It
Pedaling.
never I was really trying to figure out if that bike had a motor because they were putting out such little effort and they seemed to be
Yeah.
going pretty fast. And at some point it seemed like she wasn't pedaling at all.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, does this have a motor? How are they? First of all, they're just flying by people on this boardwalk. I was very concerned about the whole situation.
I'll go do some intel. I haven't been to San
Okay.
Diego in a while. So
Okay.
they're riding around and she's like, "It's beautiful here. I would like to move here," which is
Mm-hmm.
exactly what we warned them would happen, much like
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine in Miami. And he says, "Well, I can't afford to move here because it's the three of us, me and you and, my mom and the
Mm-hmm.
guinea pigs and the chihuahuas." Um, and she's like, "Oh god, did he just say," we're getting like Jim to the camera. Like, "Did he just say the mom is coming with us? Are we gonna put her in another closet? What's
Mm-hmm.
happening?"
Yeah.
And so then they start talking about wedding stuff. She wants guinea pigs, and I thought she meant his guinea pigs.
Right.
But I think she meant, and I hope she didn't mean them to eat in the frozen section. Later, it
No.
appears she meant humans in guinea pig costumes, which is not at all what I would have thought she meant.
I thought she meant put those guinea pigs in their best tuxedos
Yeah,
and bridesmaids dresses and get
yeah.
them ready for the wedding because they've got outfits.
But what about the chihuahuas?
Well,
Do
they're
they
gonna have
not
to
get
be
to attend?
outfit they have to get outfits as well. Maybe she maybe she doesn't like the chihuahuas.
She
I did
did seem
not
to like the guinea pigs more.
I think he was joking about the adult in a guinea pig costume. I hope he was
It's
joking
really
about
hard
that.
to tell.
Right, true.
She wants a llama, but she wants a real llama with a
Mhm.
scarf on, a
Yeah.
decorative scarf, festive so
Mhm.
they can take pictures with it and to incorporate her culture. And
Mhm.
he's thinking, "I don't know if I can afford a llama, maybe a goat would be cheaper." I don't know what the farming situation is in Indiana, but it's, like, way too expensive to get a llama, so you have to rent the goat instead, and put it on stilts or something.
But why did he say Indiana? Because I live in Kentucky, but he did say
Oh, did
Indiana.
he say Indiana, or did I just say Indiana?
They live in Kentucky, so but I feel like he did say Indiana.
They are, close to the border, because 'cause didn't they go to
Okay.
Indiana? So maybe the
Yeah.
wedding was in Indiana? Not
Yeah,
sure.
maybe so, maybe so.
So, he calls his sister for help because she's been married and divorced 3 times and has more experience than anybody, and then he starts cracking up as he's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. That sounds horrible." And
So
then he
shady.
goes, "Fuck it, I don't care." And you
Yeah,
see his real personality for a second, like,
yeah.
he's laughing and doing like, it's like a different Clayton, like, his whole personality fake? I can't tell what his real personality is.
one could hope that that whole "I'm gonna shake my butt like a guinea pig" is a fake personality that
Uh-huh.
is created for the camera. One hopes
Yeah,
for her sake. For
I
her
would hope
sake.
so. So then they call the sister, and Annalie asks if she'll plan the bachelorette party for her, which I was hoping is like a cultural difference because that seemed really rude to me. And I would expect Brandy to be pissed if you have to ask someone like to be your bridesmaid or something first, and then maybe hope they'll plan the bachelorette party. But she just calls and says, "Will you plan a bachelorette party for me?" And
I assume they've already asked Brandy to be in the wedding, and that's what I assumed
I
is
hope
because
so.
Brandy wasn't mad, and she does
It
seem to be a
wasn't.
hothead.
She said, "I've already started planning one." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Good for you." Brandy's really on a redemption tour since her
Mm,
first episode, and I
mhm,
think it's
yes.
working. It's because 'cause we're all forgetting about that first episode at the brewery. So,
I
Annalise
haven't forgotten. He indicated she has a drinking problem, and he says she's been married 3 times, and, we don't
and
forget he
she's
posted
not
it on
taking care of
Instagram
the
that she
mom.
doesn't help.
She
Yeah,
doesn't help with the mom, yeah. So
yeah.
Annalise says, "I want strippers." And I thought she was kidding, but she's not because she's seen a bunch of American bachelorette parties in the movies and stuff, and she wants one like that. So,
Okay.
fine. So then he says, "I want a person in a guinea pig costume," which is where I got confused, "and a llama or an alpaca, whatever's easier, whatever's in season,
Miss
whatever you."
Debbie knows that Miss Debbie knows those alpacas.
Yeah, she does. That's true.
Yeah, yeah,
So Brandy thinks this is a joke, not just because these are odd requests for an American wedding, but like you just called and started demanding things. And then we find out that she's already in charge of the cake and the photographer.
yeah. She's like, "So
So
basically you just want me to plan the whole thing." Yeah,
So, like, the entire thing, and they're not even saying thank you, they're just, like, calling and making demands, and so Brandy gets pissed and she hangs up on them, and I was like, "Good for her." I would too, honestly.
yeah,
Again,
it was a lot.
we don't know the previous conversation, so maybe Brandy did say, "Call me, I'll would do whatever," we don't know.
Right, right.
So, so he calls back, like, maybe she hung up on purpose? Like, why do you if someone hangs
Yeah.
up on you, do you call back? Do you call
Yeah, he thinks it was an accident.
It was an
Yes.
accident, and, she was clearly very pissed. So, she doesn't answer, and then he's like, "I don't know what happened," and they're both like, "Why did she get so mad? Is she mad at us? I don't know. Why would she hang up on us? We're just asking her to plan our entire wedding for us. What's wrong with that?"
We just asked her if she could find a guinea pig costume for a full-grown man in the tri-state area. That's easy.
Easy. Come on.
Uh, oh
I
my gosh. Go ahead.
They're acting like I don't even know. They're acting like dumb 22-year-olds. Sorry, apologies. But like or like 19-year-olds who are like, "I don't know, it's just a wedding. Can you just plan it? Whatever." Like doesn't understand the work involved in it, and it's annoying.
I'm trying to remember. Yesterday, Anna walked through the room when I was watching this and asked me somebody's age. Oh, it was Citra. She said, "How old is she?" And I said, 26. Anna goes, "Are you sure?" I was like, "This is what it says here on the paper. I don't know." Anna
Yeah.
thought she was older. She thought she was
Oh,
older.
interesting.
Yeah. I really sometimes enjoy, but mostly don't, when people in my family walk through the room and make comments or ask questions about a
That
show I've been
drives
covering
me
for like
insane.
10 years. I'm like, get
No,
out of
that
here.
I don't like that. I'd be like, "Go and watch from the beginning. I can't explain things to you."
I can't explain to you why this is a great show.
Yeah.
Um, but Kimberly, so all the couples on the show are planning one day to have kids.
Yeah.
Um, you
That's a
know,
mistake.
it's a mistake. So, when you have kids, you're very stressed. But when and if they ever have kids, they need to let Little Spoon, our sponsor, eliminate the stress of mealtime drama because Lord knows these people have enough regular drama in their lives. Okay.
Brandy is not gonna meal prep for them.
That's right. Little Spoon has baby blends, biteables. They have plates, they have smoothies and snacks and lunchers, and there's so many options. As you guys know, I sent some to my nephew James. He really liked the smoothies, and he did enjoy the chicken nuggets. It's a one-stop shop for healthy, easy mealtime and snack time for your baby, for your toddler, or your big kid, and it's delivered right to your door. Their goal is to make keeping your kid healthy feel like the easiest part of your day so you can cut through that drama of
Mm.
mealtime. Because imagine if Jasmine was your mom, my God.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God. So even better, little spoon, like I said, comes right to your door. It's easy. It arrives. You just pop it in the fridge or the freezer, depending on what it says. You can pick the menu. You can change it up each time you order. And the price is great. The quality is amazing. It's a huge win for the kids and the parents. Now, hopefully all of you don't have that much drama in your life as these people do, but you can simplify your kids' mealtime with 30% off your first order. You're going to go to littlespoon.com/pinkshade and enter our code pinkshade at checkout. You'll get 30% off your first Little Spoon order. Littlespoon.com/pinkshade. Enter code pinkshade, 30% off your first order. And 30% off is a lot.
That's a great deal.
I know it is. So another thing I was thinking about with these couples is sheets, because we were just talking about Annalie and Clayton breaking their streak.
Mhm.
And also Ashley and Manuel spend a lot of time in their bed. Yeah.
I think they do it in public places because their bed's not that comfortable. I
That
think if
could
they
be.
had better sheets, they would stop doing it in the bathroom at the coffee shop.
God, that's a great point. So here's what they need. They need some new sheets from Ettitude. So I
Mm.
just got these sheets. They are completely amazing, and I think they've changed my life. Do you know about these unbelievably soft, clean bamboo sheets?
I've heard bamboo is amazing.
It's
Like
great. I
magic.
know that you and I both talk about sleeping hot. We sleep hot.
Yes, very hot. Mhm.
Okay, these sheets from Ettitude have over 20,000 five-star reviews.
Wow.
Okay. In a controlled sleep study, sleep efficacy, that's a big word, but it means like how well you sleep. Sleep efficacy improved by 1.5% per night, which racks up to a whopping extra 43 hours of sleep per year.
Wow.
And it's not just the softness. In the study itself, 94% of participants preferred Ettitude sheets to its competitors, which means if you get these sheets, you're going to sleep better throughout the night and wake up feeling more rested. So we put these sheets on our bed last week, right when they arrived. They are so freaking soft. I literally woke up the next morning. This is not an exaggeration. Ordered a second set so that the minute they're ready to go in the wash, I'll have
Yes,
another set.
I love it.
And then my kids came and laid on my bed and were like, "These are really great sheets. Can we get some?" So I ordered some for them too. Yeah. And they have lots of great colors too. So if you don't just want white, like I got navy for my son and I got like dark green for my daughter. So simply put, these sheets are going to be the secret to better sleep. And Ettitude is so sure you're going to love sleeping with these sheets that you can try any Ettitude bedding risk-free for 30 nights. So if you're not completely satisfied, you return it for a full refund. So never miss a good night's rest and recovery again with Ettitude. And you can get, Kimberly, $35 off your first order plus free shipping. Go to ettitude.com/pinkshade for $35 off and free shipping. That is ettitude.com/pinkshade and get $35 off and free shipping. They're really
Yes.
great. Really great. All right, let's move on to Citra and Sam. All right, I sent you a very sad Reddit post that went up.
Oh.
Sam did a post on Instagram apparently about like, yes, I do have bottom teeth.
Oh.
Um, that is sad, and that makes me
It's
feel
sad that
bad.
you
And
have to make
that's
that announcement. Yeah.
I know it makes me feel bad because we have questioned it
Yeah.
because
We
and
definitely
and then people found pictures of him from like 2015, and his bottom of his face does look different. So
yes. But he thinks it looks the same.
right. I think that from that Reddit thread that I sent you, there was like 300 comments or something. And people said that, obviously being on drugs and then later getting on methadone or Suboxone, both of those medications that are to prevent you being on opiates can also cause your teeth to deteriorate.
Gotcha.
So that's interesting, right? Because it's like you're trying to get away from one problem and then you just add another one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and, maybe where he is, he doesn't have an opportunity to have good dental care, but I think he does now work for Amazon because we saw him in his Amazon vest, and we
Yeah.
know that there's a warehouse there. So hopefully, if that's who he works for, he can get some benefits and fix his teeth. Then he'll feel better.
Again, his dad also has a very small lower mandible, but,
Yeah, he does. He
um,
does.
I still think that yeah.
something's going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was interesting. That whole thread about the people writing in that thread that they have had similar problems, and it was from Suboxone, which is the exact medication he got arrested for having.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
Because his
these two,
prescription was not valid or something.
right? Because it wasn't a prescription. Okay. So, these two
Aw.
are headed out on a date. They stop to chat with dad. So dad's in the yard,
She
and
calls
dad
him
is,
dad. Did you
she
notice
calls him
that?
dad. I
She
thought that was
calls him
cute.
dad. I think it's very cute. Yeah.
I think it's cute. Now dad is really trying to get some grass to go in a certain spot because an alien has left a footprint in his yard after jumping on his roof,
Or a squatch.
or a little foot,
Yeah.
a
Or a
little foot.
monkey.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't think Sasquatches are known to jump on roofs. I think that they just stay on land.
yeah,
And
they
I
probably
think,
fall through the roof.
yeah, they're big and heavy. So I think that probably it was an alien that was coming just to see what's up and
Mhm.
then jumped into the grass and left that spot.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I don't know
Could
why it
be.
would leave that spot though, unless like the bottom of their feet are like made of weed killer or something. Like I don't know what the skin of an alien does to grass.
You do know that girl dogs, when they pee pee, they make spots in the grass. They turn your grass brown, but boy dogs don't. Did you know that? Something
I don't
about,
think that's true because my parents have brown spots and they have a boy dog, but we also have a girl dog that visits a lot. So
so there goes your theory.
yeah, so I gotta get a controlled setting going.
Well, we have brown spots in our yard from our in the areas where our dog go pee pee. And Juan, my boyfriend slash yard guy, told me that when we first got our dogs, he goes, "I hope they're not going to be girls because they're going to make brown spots in your yard." I was like, "How dare you? Our dogs would never." And then of course he was right because that's his
You
job
can
and he
give
knows what he's
them
talking about.
an edible thing, not a like pot, but the vet gave my parents some like chewy things and it's supposed to not make their pee do that.
Never heard of such a thing.
I know,
I
but
think
it's
you just made
true.
that up.
No,
Okay.
it's true. Also, when my parents sold their house, the realtors sprayed the grass
Yes, I bet
green.
they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love that. I love that. Um, okay. So anyway, the aliens left footprints in his yard, and that made him really happy. Did you notice that Sam's dad, Brian, that his glasses that he wears also look like alien bug eyes? Did you
Yeah,
notice?
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
can see
leaning
that.
in. He's really
So
leaning in.
interesting because all those aliens, the drawings that people have, the
Mm-hmm.
chin is very small and the
Yeah.
rest of the face is bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but maybe Sam and his dad are aliens.
Could be. Could be. So they say when they were in Indonesia, they never really had a proper date other than just like meeting up for breakfast, which was super cheapskate because she had to pay for it. They've never been on a real date, and they want to do this before they get married. So she says, Indonesian guys aren't romantic, so she's so excited about this real date. So they go to a place called Boozers.
Yeah,
I mean,
super romantic.
say what you mean and mean what you say. It's called Boozers.
Well,
It
boozers.
just couldn't be more
I
right
wish
out
it
there.
was
Here's
called Alkies.
get drunk here with the big arrow pointing at the door.
Actually, that's a great idea. Branding is everything. So
I
I think
mean,
that's smart.
Boozers. So he says, look, once I convert, we're not going to be able to do a lot of stuff. So I want to take her to a place so she can be like a wild child. And she goes, he took me to a bar in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
Also, she's Muslim now still, so she's
Right.
not supposed to do this.
I don't understand this idea of before he converts, he wants her to drink. That doesn't make
Because
any
if they're
sense.
breaking the rules now, why can't they break them after? They're not gonna be living under, like, her dad's, like,
They may as well
eyes the whole
bang. They may
time.
as well bang
Yeah,
too, because
exactly.
why not? Yeah. And just
Well,
eat
I
some
don't
bacon
want
while they're
them
at
to
it.
get pregnant. Please don't get pregnant.
No. Mm. Eat some bacon and drink a fruity drink while banging. Just do it all
Mhm.
at once.
Mhm.
So,
What's those drinks with the bacon wrapped, like, things in it?
Yes, Bloody Marys. Yes, people
Yeah.
do that sometimes with bacon, and they're like, "Blech, gross." Okay. So they sit down, they order some fruity drinks, and she says in her talking head she knows drinking alcohol is breaking the rules, but she just wants to try it once in her life. And for dad knows he'll be angry. Don't tell my dad, is what she says.
I hope he
And I
doesn't have
wonder if she
TV.
what if she thinks like once he sees this, I'll already be married and he can't do anything about it?
Right.
You
Or
know,
she just they don't think their parents will ever get this show. They're
maybe.
they have internet. Like, I don't
I
understand.
bet she could get screeners. I mean, she is on the show.
Yeah. Also, the bartender has super resting bitch face, and I was like, "Why
Mm.
is she so unhappy?" And then I looked around Boozers, and I was like, "Oh, that's why she's so
This
unhappy."
is where she works. She works
Yeah,
at Boozers
yeah,
in Cameron, Missouri.
yeah.
So now they get real close and cuddly playing pool, and he said he's really struggling, with not going at it. They're going to have to wait for marriage. And then
Do you
she
see
once
the
again,
gesture you are making? There is this close-up shot of a pool cue going in
yes,
and out, super phallic, and also
yeah,
as Mary Payne was saying that, she was, like, rocking back and forth.
because I was trying to warm my hands up under my butt. I'm trying to like warm my hands. Oh my God. So she says he's struggling with blue balls. Ha ha ha. These people and talking about their body stuff is just too much for me.
It's a lot this season, yeah.
It's a lot this
I'm
season.
becoming a little numb to it, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not. I'm
I
upset
don't
every
even
time.
flinch anymore.
So they eat a bunch of gross American food. And I'm wondering, like, is there bacon on the food? Like, is she going all out? Like, she's going to
Right.
do it all in one day?
Yeah.
And he says, now I got to think about what else has to change when I convert. And she goes, no alcohol, no pork. And he goes, my issue is when I'm not allowed to do something and then you can't do it, that makes it harder, right? And
Yeah.
with my past, I struggle with things. And so I need you to help me set guidelines of like where to quit things because I don't want to be a bad husband. So what does that mean? It's on her. If he comes home just like a slightly methed out, she's got to be like, don't do any more meth.
Don't
Like, what
put
are we
that
talking
on her.
about?
No, that should not be her responsibility.
Yeah. And he says,
He should
alcohol,
be
drugs,
working
and
a program. He's like, I don't think he
this
works any sort of program, does he?
this is exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. This guy needs to be in some sort of program at least 3 days a week, at
Mhm.
least, if not every day. But we know he's been working those double shifts. So he says, alcohol, drugs, and drinking used to be a huge part of me. And like you always have that monkey on your back, just telling you, do it, have fun. Not the monkey from my neighborhood, but the monkey in Missouri that's on his, or maybe that monkey jumped on his roof.
That's how he got loose. It was on his back, and then he was like, "I'm done with these people." Ran off.
And he says, sometimes these things are hard to resist. And even after I convert, that's still going to be there, but I'm going to try my hardest to be strong and just stay on the wagon and be good because I really can't screw this up.
This is a lot of
So,
pressure.
9 days to wed is the next day, maybe. They're telling dad, we're headed to the mosque to schedule this conversion, to talk to the people there. And the
His dad
conversion,
is still wearing that Huntington Beach shirt or a different
sun,
one. It might have been a different
sunglasses too. Yeah.
Huntington Beach shirt.
That's his favorite place, maybe.
Yeah, that's
He,
concerning.
he went there one time and he got 2 shirts.
Yeah.
Um, So he says the conversion will be on Friday, and dad's like, yeah, I definitely want to come and everything. So, and the talking head dad goes, I don't think Sam really understands religion and that it's something you got to like really believe and it has to be heartfelt. I think he's going to have a hard time with that.
Mhm.
Okay. Which is just not wrong. So now the brother is there, Tim, and Tim and dad are saying they want
Brother
to be
seems
able to
nice. The brother seems
totally.
nice.
And dad says they want to be able to talk to her dad, Herman, and be like, he wants to learn how to say, hi, I'm Sam's father, or how are you doing? And after they try to learn various phrases, he says he can only say, how are you, which is Abba Kaba. I wrote it down, Abba Kaba.
I don't think that's
So,
right. Is that what you
uh, I wrote down Abba Kaba.
Okay,
Abba Kaba.
apologies in advance if that's wrong.
I'm sure it's wrong. I'm sure it's wrong. So he says, she says, even if you're not saying it right, my family will appreciate that you're trying to learn it. Right.
Yeah,
And I mean, we see that on the show a lot. People don't even try. It's just give an effort,
try.
give an
Yeah,
effort.
it's
Yeah.
very sweet.
So Sam laughs and goes, yeah, sloppy white guy gibberish. And she goes, it's fine. So then he says, when he tells people about the conversion, they think wild things like you don't use toilet paper and you don't eat pork. But
This is
most
the
people
second
think
time he has mentioned the toilet paper.
this is the third time we've talked about toilet paper.
Does he think that who told him that that's what they think of Muslims?
I was thinking like I have never heard this rumor ever. Like I understand that sometimes Muslims want a bidet, and that's fine. But I've never ever in my life heard anybody say, "Oh, they're Muslim. It means they don't use toilet paper." I
That's
don't
not
think
like
that's
the
the
first thing
case.
that comes to your mind.
No, no, it's not. I don't under. Somebody tell us if this is like a.
Did his mom tell him that?
Oh God, no! Lord knows what she said. She's like, and you're gonna have to count down the 8 days of Hanukkah. Like she's got all her information wrong. So anyway, he says yes, that he can't eat other meat, but he will miss pork, blah, blah, blah. But then here's what he says. He's nervous about this conversion, he's honest, and he worries about past Sam coming in and fucking things up. I was like, this dude really needs to be in some kind of a program.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And he says, drugs used to be his fun way to escape and feel better and to deal with stuff, or really more not to deal with stuff. But now he has to face everything head on, and that's going to be harder. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's life. Yeah. So they go to the mosque and they meet with two gentlemen there. This is Jawad, who's the young guy, and a guy named Ramadan, who's an older guy. They do the greeting. The older guy tries to tell him, and he explains he's going to be converting. And Jawad asks him, what you studied? And he goes, I know a little bit. I've studied a little bit, but I was an atheist before. But since I've been with Citra, I do think I found a belief in God again, which was nice to hear.
You believe that? Or do you think he
No,
was
I don't believe it. I don't
that?
believe it. It was nice to hear.
Yeah.
So Jawad explains to them how the ceremony will go, and he says, Jawad says, when a person first comes to Islam, it can be hard because there are habits that are going to be hard to leave and some new ones that you have to pick up. I'm thinking he's not going to be picking up any new habits. He might
No.
have to let go of some things, but he's not going to pray 5 times a day or anything like that. So then she asked Jawad and Ramadan if they can get married right after the conversion. And he goes, oh, yeah, absolutely. She says, my family will be in town. And he says, yes, as long as your guardian, which is your father, approves. That's how we do it. So now Sam says he's leaving this mosque more nervous than when he came in. The approval with Herman is really scaring him because Herman could, want to take her back to Indonesia. All right. Now we're in the car. We're going to pick up the one sister. The other sister and dad arrived last night.
What
So she
is
tells
on his car windows? Did
I
you
didn't
notice?
see. No, what?
I can't tell if it's crud
Ew.
or if it's like they're cracked like an iPhone screen, but they're just like streaked to hell, but like with like gunk.
I
It
did not
was
notice that at
so
all.
strange, like smears. Like that one guy who wouldn't let his fiance touch the car
Yeah,
window, he
yeah,
would have
yeah,
had a heart
yeah.
attack. Yeah.
But they cleaned the car, remember? They went to
I
the thing.
know. I know. And
Mm.
I still saw junk on the seat, so they need to
Yeah,
get
the
that
seat
thing fixed.
wasn't I don't that's years. That's years
Yeah, it's not
of
coming off. You need to
meth
detail it.
ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meth.
Is that what happened? I'm sorry. It's not funny. So, I'm sorry. So
Oh god.
she tells him,
God, that's so sad.
she goes, "Don't tell my dad right away about the diversion and stuff." And he goes, "Listen, so your dad's a police officer, he'll know. So you got to help me translate. Like, tell him that, yeah, like, so, yeah, I had my medicine, but I hadn't seen a doctor for a couple of months, and the prescription was old. So I got in trouble for that part of it." And I was like, oh boy,
That story didn't sound good.
nope. So in the talking head, he says, yeah, her dad expected me to be some like rich American, like a hero. And obviously, I don't quite meet that standard. And now I'm going to tell him I might have to serve jail time. So they pick up Nafa, the sister, at the airport. In the talking head, Sam says that Citra's sisters, Nafa and Nanda, are mean girls. And they're quick to point out any physical insecurities that he has. And they call him Popeye. Now, that part I didn't get. Is it because his mouth is kind of sideways a little bit like Popeye,
I don't
you
know.
think?
I would think when I think Popeye, I think like big arm muscles
Muscles, yeah.
and eating
Yeah.
spinach out of a can.
Me too. But I think that Popeye's kinda got that sideways mouth, you
Yeah,
know?
maybe. Yeah.
So maybe. And they made him feel worse about himself than any bully
Oh.
in school ever did.
Oh.
He says, "I love them, but they're assholes,"
That
which
was
is
hilarious, actually. I laughed out loud. He's like, "Assholes."
yeah. Now, in the car, Nafa goes, "This city isn't very big." And he goes, "This is not the city. The city is over there. I'll take you and I'll show you." And Citra says, "My sisters think everyone in America looks like Ryan Gosling, but they're going to be shocked in Cameron when they see Brian and the aliens." um, so then she asked her sister, "Do you need a laxative?" And her sister goes, "Nope, I pooped on the plane. Thank God." Then they talk about pooping on the plane. And she's like, "I'm so proud of my sister for pooping on the plane." I was like, was she traveling for like 40 hours? Of course she had to poop at some point.
But you get constipated when you're traveling.
I
That's
know,
like a
but,
known thing.
and also no bidets on the airplane. So, I mean, it worked. It was fine.
I love that they're still talking about it, though.
Still talking about it. So they
Yeah.
arrive at the hotel. Did you notice that Nafa didn't take her bags inside? I was like, "Why aren't
Oh,
you
she
taking your
left him
bags?"
in the car?
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that's for production, but things like that bug me.
Yeah.
So they walk in and they hug Dad. Herman is there. And in the talking head, Herman says he's so happy he gets to go to Kansas City for this wedding, with one condition, of course, that Sam has to be committed to converting to Islam. Dad asks Sam, "Are you happy to get married? Are you ready to convert?" And he says, "Yes." And every Muslim he has met has been very nice. And any inside struggles he's had, this will help bring him peace. And Dad says, "Marriage is sacred in Indonesia, and I want you to be responsible because once they get married, she's going to be far from home and you have to take care of her." And
Mhm.
Citra says, "Dad, I trust him. Everything's going to be great." And Sam tells
Now
us,
she's
"Yeah,
involved in the lie, too.
I know. I know." But in the talking head, Sam goes, "Yeah, I'm kind of bullshitting with Dad because I've got this secret and everything, and I'm worried he won't take it well." Now, you do know now in real time that the other sister, Nanda, that was in the hotel room, is dating his brother, Tim.
And that what's so funny is when you were saying they think everyone looks like Ryan Gosling, I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, they're gonna be disappointed." But then I thought, actually, the brother's not bad. He's pretty cute. And then I thought maybe one of the sisters. And then it came to me that you had sent me a post about it. Which
Yes.
sister is it? The
The
one without
one
the
that,
headscarf?
yes, the one without the headscarf, the one that was already in the hotel room. Yeah.
The one who has resting zombie face because she's so jet lagged. She's gorgeous. She's
She
so
looked
pretty.
like she could not keep her eyes open for one
She
more
couldn't.
minute.
The poor
Yeah.
thing is just dead to the world, but she's very pretty.
Yeah.
They're all pretty, but,
Yeah.
that's
Those
so
two.
so the d wow, this is I can't please, I need this on a spinoff because now
I
I'm
know.
very invested.
We need all four of them in the bed for pillow talk. Ah, all right, let's move on to Manuel and Ashley. And these two are just all right, go ahead.
So, she's still ranting at the cameras by the bathroom. Again, she's blocking up these bathrooms all afternoon because if she's not banging in the bathroom, she is ranting in front of the bathroom so no customers can go in unless they
If
wanna be
she's
on
not
camera,
banging in the bathroom, she's not banging, she's complaining. Oh, I wanted it to rhyme so
banging and
bad.
complaining.
Banging and complaining, raging. Oh shoot, it didn't work. Go ahead.
So she goes back to the table and he's being very sarcastic with her. So she's like, "I'm done." He's not taking it seriously that she was
Nope.
upset at all.
Nope.
So
Mm-mm.
she's like, "Come on." She says to the friend, "Let's go to the airport. I'll take you," because I guess he's leaving. Or they're
Yeah.
like, "We're done with this trip and you're leaving now." Um,
I hope you got your bags packed because
yeah.
this trip for you is over.
So they start fighting on the street about how he hurt her feelings. And he's like, "Relax, relax. You're so crazy," which is not
Mm.
what you say to a pissed off witch or any
No.
woman. And, like, I think he wants to get stabbed or hexed. He should not be saying that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, literally as fast as it started, it's over. He goes over to her and he kisses her and he's like, "I'm sorry." And then he like fixes her tank top strap, and that was enough physical contact that it just like made her so horny. And he goes, "What
Yeah.
can I do?" And she goes, "Come with me. Let's just do this." And they leave the friend sitting on the ground in the parking lot so they can go bang it out in the all gender inclusive bathroom.
Oh my. He touched that spaghetti strap and she was like, "Come on, let's go." Like
That
she
was
was
it.
was mad about it. It was wild.
It's insane. Come on, we're doing this. And so then they keep cutting from the friend sitting in the parking lot, and then he finally comes inside and sits at a chair. And
It's been so long he had to go inside.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they keep cutting to the bathroom, the outside of the bathroom, and we're seeing subtitles that say moaning. And there are
Mhm.
like these noises that we're hearing that I
Mhm.
didn't want to hear. And they just keep
Mhm.
cutting back and forth betwixt them. And it was horrible. And also, there's signage everywhere for the Fuego Cafe. And, like,
Yeah.
this poor coffee shop is like, couldn't they have blurred out our signs? Please,
Yeah.
I don't want people who's gonna wanna go there now? You're not gonna wanna use the bathroom.
Well, it might be a tourist destination. Let's go to the bathroom where they banged it out. Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't wanna eat anything there, like, 'cause like, do the employees use that bathroom too? I just So Ashley comes out of the bathroom and she's trying to act all cool, like, "Oh, yeah, let's go to the airport. Yeah, everything's great." And the producers are like, "What'd you do in there?" And she's like, "Oh, just needed help going to the bathroom." That was that was all. Um, it was like Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown in that horrible scene. Um,
I don't
don't
know what that is, but don't tell
don't
me. But
Google
also,
it.
they had their mic packs on, so obviously they could hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they heard everything. And so she says, I just we had sex and it was great, but I can't just marry a man that runs away from conversation." I'm like, "You do the same thing. You avoid fights with sex all the time."
She went
So
into the bathroom first.
she did it
That first
first. Yeah.
time. Yeah.
So once they drop the poor little friend off at the airport, they go home and he's so glad to get away. So she lifts, and then he's probably going to see someone having like a Mile High Club on the plane and just be super traumatized. So she starts lighting some candles to change up the energy, and she makes
Mhm.
him hold these crystals, and he tries to put it in his pocket because she said, "Keep it near you." And she's like, "No, near your heart. We need to be working at our highest crown chakra. And at the coffee shop, we were at our root chakra," which means boning against the towel dispenser, I guess.
That's
And
right.
so she's like, "Do you feel it? Do you feel the energy? Focus, concentrate." And so he's holding it, like thinking this is the stupidest thing I've ever done.
Yes.
And then she leaves to go meet her sister and her friend. And so she just leaves him holding the stupid.
With all those candles lit, and he's like, "Oh my god, the alarm's gonna go off again."
Exactly. And then he's like, Rico Suave needs cleansing. So I think he's going to give the crystal to the dog. So it's nice of him to play along, even though he
Yeah.
obviously doesn't believe in this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nice. So she goes to meet her sister and her friend to learn the dance that her sister has choreographed for the wedding, because her sister's a dance teacher and choreographing the wedding is her wedding present, which good for you. Got out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how
Yeah.
many times Ashley's going to be married. You don't want to spend a lot on expensive gifts.
Great
So
point.
honestly, though, the dance looks pretty good, and I think that Rob should have hired her to choreograph his stupid airport dance
Totally.
because
Totally.
that was pathetic.
That we never
So,
actually saw, really.
we saw it 8 counts, and that was it, and then
Yeah.
yeah, that was it. Heart, pump, love, that's
Heart,
it.
pump,
Yeah,
side to side with the feet. That's it. Yeah.
that's it. So then Ashley tells her friend and her sister what happened at Fuego, which is they keep saying Fuego Cafe, and the coffee shop is probably watching, like, "Keep our name out your damn mouth. We just
Did you
pretend
see
it's another
the
coffee shop."
sister or the friend go, that's a family friendly restaurant.
So funny. And then she goes, "What if a mother had to change her child in the bathroom?" And Ashley's like, "There were 2 bathrooms and we did it standing up," which I do not know what that, like, they weren't taking the changing table, but like no one else can come in there when you're doing that. So I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh my god.
And she keeps trying to convince them that it was sexy, but they are horrified. And she's like, "No, it was
Horrified.
really sexy." And they're like, "Nope." If I'm the sister, I am just exhausted by this because the constant effing and fighting is just like a nightmare to hear about. Plus, you're not getting any of the benefits. You're not doing the effing. So all you're hearing about is the fighting. So you're
Yes.
getting the worst part of the relationship. I would be done.
And she just
Um,
cries all the time. Ooh, all the
all the
time. She's just
time, panic
wailing.
attack.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
ugly crying. I'm having another panic attack. Yeah, I couldn't. I do not know how this sister and this friend are still supporting this. This
Mm-mm.
is ridiculous. So that's it with her.
All right. Well, we have to end with our faves, I guess. LOL. Jasmine and Gino. Now, listen, I'm going to enjoy this last week and this week, these 2 episodes of happiness with these
Yeah,
2, because it looks like next week we're right back at the screaming.
right back at it. Yeah.
But I'm going to enjoy this. So, Gino is setting up a surprise romantic dinner, and Jasmine's getting ready because it's their last night in Miami. So he comes into the room. He goes, "Wow, you look so gorgeous." And she goes, "Look at the butt and look at the front." And she just a little charo with the boobies. And he goes, "I know, my gosh, look at those things." Why are so weird?
Look at those things.
So she
He
just
sounds like
like a
I
15-year-old boy. I mean,
no,
yeah.
but like to me he sounds more like a gay guy who's just like complimenting his straight lady best
Oh,
friend about her boobies, you know? Like
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
sound like he's that into it. He's just like complimenting her look.
Yeah. He's like, "You look great. Look at that dress." She's, "Look at those things." So she laughs. And then he says, after she found out I had the bachelor party, she made it clear to me that I need to regain her trust on this trip. So I'm planning something special so I can show her I'm her Romeo Benito. That means pretty Romeo.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't.
S- No. So they head out to the rooftop pool area. Now, remember, I looked up this hotel and it only has like 12 rooms. It's tiny. So that's why they're able to secure the entire roof deck
I
because,
wondered about that.
yeah. And so he has set up rose petals and there's flowers in the pool and he set up a table for dinner with wine. It looks really nice. So,
Mhm.
there's a view and everything and it's a sunset. So, in her talking head, she tells us the only surprises Gino ever gives her are the ones that he leaves in the toilet because he forgets to flush.
My god,
Oh my
again.
god,
Has
sick of
this
it.
happened more than once?
I am so sick of talking about this.
Because
I'm
it
so
happened
sick of
when
it.
she came, which is still so ridiculous that he cleaned
Yes.
the bathroom, which really didn't. It was still disgusting, and he forgot to flush the toilet when she first arrived. But has this happened regularly?
I feel like he's lived alone for so long and he's so cheap that he probably thinks if he just flushes every 4th time, no matter if it's poop or pee, he's saving money with the water.
That's disgusting. The
It's
poem does not go if it's mellow yet let if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, don't flush it down, except for every fourth time.
So she's overwhelmed and she's so happy. And he's so happy that she likes it. And I'm just like, they smooch, they get a drink. I'm like, please never, never, never leave Miami. They look how happy she is.
And then they would be stopping on the show because there would be no drama, so then we wouldn't have to see them at all.
Well, there'd still be drama because she would be mad. She would think all these like women in Miami are after him.
I still want her on
So,
Pillow Talk. I don't know
oh
why.
God.
I know that's
That's,
a controversial opinion.
yeah, it is. So,
She's so good at the tell-alls, though. She's so
well, that's
funny at the
true.
tell-alls, and I feel like that's what it would be, her criticizing other couples, and she's good at that.
You're right. She is good at that. So, the talking head, she goes, Gino has shown me nothing but love on this trip and how much he's willing to change. And I feel so great about this whole thing. Now, all of a sudden, it's pitch black dark. It's nighttime. And,
Love those
sh
cuts.
yeah, I was like, well, they could at least show them like looking at the sunset to give us like
No, they don't
a
have time
jump.
for that.
No,
They're like,
no.
people don't care. They're not here for
So,
quality cinematography.
no. So she tells him, Gino, I would never dream of the man in my life would be someone like you. I was always attracted to muscular guys like Dan. He was more of that kind of man that I like blonde and blue eyes. But now, Gino, I love your brown eyes. Gino says, ew, gross. Really? Like, I'm way better looking. He's got wrinkles all over his eyes and shit.
I want Gino's
Um,
mirror.
mm,
Does he
wow.
sell that magic mirror? Because has he seen Dan? Dane?
Dan is a gorgeous specimen of a
He
man with
is
an Australian accent. Yeah.
empirically just across the board incredibly handsome.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And she says, "What I'm trying to tell you is because this is real love. And I still feel so thankful for finding you and having you and all your love and your support. And I know I can be bitchy. I need to do it less." And he goes, "Yeah, you can be a real bitch." And she just laughs and laughs. And I'm like, move this woman to Miami. You literally just called
Yeah.
her a bitch and she laughed.
She would have stabbed you if they were in Michigan for that comment.
Yes. Yes. So she says, "Gino, I want to be better. And I promise I'm going to fight off my emotions. I'm going to be a better person. I won't even complain about your family and not wanting him at the wedding. I promise." So then all of a sudden, he just starts crying. And she's like, "What happened? Babe, are you okay? Why are you crying? What happened?" Now, this is one of these things where, like, of course, they've set it up with production of what's going to happen, but she was for sure not expecting this because she's like looking at the cameras, like,
Yeah.
what? Like, is he okay?
And they
You
go
know?
to commercial like there's a big I thought he had a big secret or something. Like
Oh,
why is he crying? Like does he have
I don't
something he
know.
has to tell her? It was and they go to commercial very
Yeah,
dramatically.
yeah. So he says, when they come back, he says, "I'm just so happy that you're willing to try and work things out with my family." And he cries some more. And she's like, "Oh my God, baby, I didn't know this is so important." Well, yes, you did. So she gets up and she hugs him. Were you just waiting for her to just completely shove his face into her boobs and be like, "Motorboat me"? That's what
Yes.
I was waiting. I was waiting, but she
Also,
didn't do it.
Gino has realized what George Costanza learned 20 years ago, which is if the guy just cries, the lady will apologize for everything and comfort him, and she will feel so badly. It instantly gives you the upper hand in the relationship, but it only works like once or twice. You can't do it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she says she's never seen him crying and she just can't
Mhm.
believe this.
He should have saved it for a moment when she was mad at him for something.
Mm. That bachelor party, he should have really broken out the tears. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So she hugs him and he tells her, "You're the love of my life." And then he jumps up. She's like, "Where are you going? What are you doing?" And again, she's like looking at production and he grabs the bag from behind a planter and he looks at production like they didn't know he was going to do this. So he says, "Baby, baby, baby, blah, 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 blah. In Spanish, will you marry me?" And she's like, "Oh my God, see." So he says,
I
"You
hate
know,
when these couples get engaged multiple times.
I know, I know,
You've
I know."
already done this several times.
Because remember, she's proposed to him before with the terrible
Yeah,
ring.
this is the
Yeah.
third time.
Yeah. And he says, "You know, the ring I bought her in Panama wasn't the most expensive ring. Remember, it was like $200. He was trying to haggle it down. He was like,
Mhm.
I think this has got the rock price tag on it."
Mhm.
Um, and he says, "So I proposed with an upgraded ring." And he's like, "It's a real diamond. It's a real diamond." She's like, "Oh my God, Gino." So they
How
do a
is he
talking head
affording
together.
this?
How did he afford it?
Yeah, he still quit his job, remember?
He's got that sweet, sweet Matt Sharp money.
Oh, yeah, that's true, and he
Yeah.
has some savings that he's
Yeah.
worried about.
I can't imagine he has a lot of expenses, you know?
Yeah, he does live pretty cheaply, yeah.
So, anyway, they're in a talking head together and they say, "It's only the beginning and love conquers all." And she tells him she'll be happy no matter what, where they are, as long as they're together, even if it's in stupid, cold, disgusting Michigan. So,
AKA bitch again.
bitch again. And she's like, "Oh, Gino, that's so funny. You called me a bitch." So, next morning, 47 days to wed. They're packing, they're leaving, and she's sad because
Wow,
she
you
said,
totally cut over what they were
"What?"
saying as they go to the hotel room.
Just like they were gonna do it. I didn't hear them say anything. Did they say something gross? I missed
I'm
it.
gonna bleep your blink. So bleep your bleep. I'm gonna bleep your bleep. Lots of
Okay.
bleeping your bleep. It was like gross Mad Libs.
I didn't I just heard him be like, "We're gonna do it," or I didn't pay attention because I knew that whatever it was Not
Gross.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
I didn't care. So I'm going to pee in your mouth. I'm going to pee in your mouth. Okay. So next morning, 47 days away, they're leaving. She's sad. She wants to stay there. And she says, Gino, I feel guilty because last night, we need a clean slate and I've got things to tell you. And, we're leaving Miami on this positive note. And new Jasmine needs to confess a few things. The surgery? He's like, what surgery? Like he thought she was talking about another one. And she goes, the butt implant. And he goes, uh-huh.
Well,
And she
no,
goes,
she's had
well,
multiple surgeries.
right. He thought because she goes, the surgery? He's like, which one? But also
Sure.
like, you're getting another one, right?
Uh-huh.
And she goes, well, when I wanted it, I had $6,000 and it was $8,000. I needed the 2,000 more. So the only person in the world that I knew that could loan it to me was Dan. And so he loaned me the $2,000. And then when I went to pay him back, he says, no, it's a wedding gift. He would not let me pay me back one penny. So Gina goes, why are you talking to Dane and asking him for money? This is the guy you're screaming at me and telling me you had sex with last time I was even in Panama. So I hear this guy's name way too much. Like, what's the deal with this guy? And
And
Jasmine
just a
goes,
reminder, she did yell that, but then she said she was just saying it to make him mad. If you're just
right,
following along by listening to us, she just was like,
right.
we had sex and it was amazing. But
Yeah.
she pretends she was not serious.
And then he grabbed his crotch and said, right back at you, babe. Fuck off, you bitch. It was a beautiful conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, I hear this guy's name way too much. And Jasmine goes, you dislike Dan so much, but Dan is so happy for me that I have found the love of my life, Gino. And Dan knows that you are the guy who will enjoy my ass and eat it. He's not going to eat my ass, just you.
So I think that's what I'm going to blank your blank meant.
Must be. Must be. So he just looks at her and goes, you just killed all the momentum and the happiness of this trip. Like you've killed it. You killed everything. And she goes, you're right. You don't deserve this. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so sorry, baby. And then he says, she beat me to a pulp when she found out about the bachelor party, but she was lying to me about all these things. Like, how could she do this? Like, she's so hypocritical. And I was thinking once she left Panama, it's the end of Dane. Like, what the fuck up with that? None of this is good. None of this is good. But we all know that he's going to forgive her because he's got to eat that sweet ass. I don't know.
I just don't get it. And she is hypocritical because, again, she
Yeah.
had a bachelor party. She had a
Yes.
bachelorette party with male strippers. So
Yes.
calm down. She's a
Yeah.
giant hypocrite.
So next week on 90 Day Fiance, Claire says to Sophie, why aren't you furious at him? Why aren't you furious? And Sophie goes, I am furious. He doesn't care about other people's feelings and he does not take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I want to marry someone like that. So then we see him talking to his hot friends and says, her and her mom just focus on what I don't have. And she just assumes we're getting married, but I have all the way up until I say I do. And the buddies are looking at him like, who are you trying to impress? Like, we are not impressed.
No.
Like,
Who are you
the
fighting with right now? Yourself? Hamlet? What's
again,
going on? Like, and also he would be lucky to have her.
yes, yes. Nikki and Justin go horseback riding, and he says something about a nice ass, and then tells her he's talking about the horse. So, haha.
Because they're angry at each other. They're angry horseback riding.
Yeah, always. Ashley and Manuel go to Niagara Falls and she says, are you ready to adapt to living there? And he says, no, I don't want to adapt to this culture of spend, spend, spend. And then they get rained on by that Niagara Falls and fight some
Were
more.
they
And then
going
later,
to get married at Niagara Falls, aka Jim and Pam?
I don't think so because she's got that flower crown, that crystal
Oh,
crown. She's
right.
having a royal wedding. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. But Jim and Pam snuck off and went to
I
Niagara
know.
Falls. Is
I know.
Ashley an Office fan?
I doubt it. So Citrus family comes in and they meet Sam's dad, whose transition lenses have not transitioned back to clear alien eyes quite yet. And you know
Never.
how I feel about
Yeah,
transition lenses.
I hate them.
I
I
do too.
hate them on children worse. That's the
You're right.
worst.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it makes me is that child blind? Because that's what it looks like,
I
and that
don't
makes me
like
sad.
yeah, and it's like all the kids on the playground playing and one kid's got on sunglasses. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. So Citra's family meets Sam's dad. Sam tells Citra's dad about getting in trouble and the diversion program. And dad, Herman, says, if he loses in court and has to go to jail, I am going to take Citra back to Indonesia. Dun, dun, dun.
So he already
Um,
knew about the diversion. If he had not known, they could have just kept this quiet and hoped that he doesn't have to do jail time, and then the dad would never have had to know. But they had
if he
already
would have,
told the
if he,
dad.
well, if he didn't put his paperwork in time and stuff. Yeah.
Right. Well, yes, the whole thing could have been avoided, but
Yeah.
if they hadn't already told him that there was this issue.
Right. I didn't quite understand because he was like, you remember how I told you I got arrested? And I was like, I thought dad didn't know that.
Right, so I guess he
Yeah.
has kept him abreast of things, which is good. Honesty is probably one of the keys of a program that he is not working, but
That
that's
and accountability.
yeah.
Um,
Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. That's also from
okay.
The Office.
Uh, um, I was just trying to think of a hilarious rhyme from camp, but I can't remember it anymore. Shoot, it'll literally come to me in the middle of the night. Last night I had a dream about Southern Charm. I mean, what's wrong with me? Okay, so
Bravo
mom
is invading your headspace.
is
Thanks, Andy Cohen.
thanks, Andy. So Closet Mom tells Clayton, I don't have a problem with Anna Lee, but I would just feel like if like once a week she's trying to pick up some American. Hey, where are the cheeseburgers at? It's literally what she said.
No, she said I would feel better if once a week we could cook some American food.
I thought she said trying to pick up some American.
No, but later she says, I don't think she's even trying to learn English. So that's there are two different conversations. One in the car, she's kind of racistly says, I'm sick of her food and want some
Okay.
American food, like pick up some cheeseburgers or something.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
which is valid. I'm sure she is sick of that food, but it does sound super racist the way she said it. And then she starts talking in English and saying, like, I don't think she's even trying to learn English. They're back at the house. And then she's like, I'm sorry, but I said it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I need to look that up again then because I really thought she said, I wish that she would learn to take up some American. Okay.
I mean,
Um,
it's not Sam's mom. So that's what Sam's mom
right.
would say.
Right. So Clayton goes, my mom, she's passive aggressive. And personally, I hate that. And her being in our house is affecting our private relationship. But then we see Clayton says to his mom, it's frustrating she's not speaking English. And mom says, I don't think she's got a desire to learn English. I shouldn't say that, but I said what I said. Nene leaks. I said what I said. Yeah.
I
Annalie
was
looks pissed.
on his side for a sec because it seemed like he was defending her, and then in
Yes.
another conversation, he's complaining about her, and also they're
Yep.
complaining with her in earshot, and she understands more English than they know she does, so she
Right.
totally knows they're talking shit about her.
Yeah.
It's so rude.
Now we end with Gino, who's talking to Jasmine in the kitchen. She's chopping carrots with all the proper equipment. She's got a cutting
Oh,
board. She's got a
yeah.
knife.
He has
She must have
that's
had a grater. Yeah.
mhm.
A
He's
peeler.
happy. Yeah.
She's got all the proper equipment there. And, but the problem is she's holding a big knife and he's trying to figure out if something happened between Jasmine and his ex-girlfriend and if Jasmine provoked the ex-girlfriend. And the talking head, Jasmine reminds us that Gino's ex-girlfriend really ruined her life and was blackmailing her for a bit. And she totally blames Gino. To remember all that, the ex-girlfriend was like showing the naked pictures to like her school to get her to lose her job. Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah.
So all over Gino, really? Two people are fighting over
Yeah.
this guy? I don't think so. I don't think so. So Jasmine gets all riled up with the knife, yelling, are you really asking me if I provoked her? And then we see she's running up the stairs as per usual in that townhouse, running up the stairs and saying, what she has said every episode, except for the last two, which has been nice. She says, I wish I would have fucked Dan that last night. I'm not going to get married to this fucking idiot. That's fucking idiot. I wish I would have fucked Dan is her two go-tos. And
It's gonna get old really fast.
they got to Michigan and New Jasmine went right out the window. New Jasmine only lives in Miami.
New Jasmine is only on vacation because she's made those promises before.
Yep, you're right.
Every time he has the upper hand for 5 seconds, she apologizes and says, I'm starting over. Let's go to therapy. I'm working on myself. I know it's my fault. I'm damaged. And then
Mhm.
it goes right out the window. She needs therapy.
Yes, she needs more than
Everyone on the
that.
show needs therapy.
I will tell you guys that this weekend I was texting my friends, Katie and Kimberly, who very rudely wrote me back and told me to stop texting them because they were trying to do a recording and my text was bothering their recording. I would like to say, do like I do when I'm recording, as I put my phone on do not disturb airplane mode. But no,
That's
you
smart.
guys have to write something mean back to me instead of just ignoring me like a regular
Okay,
person.
Joe, I'll tell you exactly what happened. So we're recording and we start both getting texts on our phone. And both of our phones were on silent, but it was still popping up and then I couldn't see my notes. So because the texts go over the notes. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and it's finally I just said, Mary Payne didn't stop bothering us. She's asking us questions and blah blah blah. So I hold up my phone and I do voice record and I go, leave us alone. We're trying to record. And Katie goes, you can't say that. Be nice. Be much nicer. So I deleted it and she coached me through what to type that sounded nicer. And
Is this
then
on your podcast?
I don't know if she's going to leave it in or not. And it's all on the podcast. And then I did reference one of your notes. I said, oh, Mary Payne thinks this guy looks like, what's his name from Match Me Abroad?
Yes, he looked like Harold from Match Me Abroad, that guy did.
Totally. That's a great comparison. Yes. So I did
Spencer
bring
was
in
his
your
name.
notes. Yeah.
Okay,
Well, first
good.
I said Spencer looked like a younger version of the guy whose stapler got stolen in the Office Space, but Katie thought that was too mean, so I'm sure she's cutting that out. So maybe she'll leave in your comment about Match Me Abroad because she doesn't know.
Mm.
She never watched that show. So maybe she'll
Well,
think it's not
Harold,
that mean.
It's not mean. Harold's totally cute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally cute. Well, so I was watching the episode, but on my guide, on my thing, it never said the name of what it was or if it was new or anything. But my
Yeah,
DVR was recording it, but
yeah.
it's called Ghosts. Ghosts
Ghosts
Can't
don't
Talk, or
talk. Ghosts don't or can't talk. Yeah, and mine did the same thing. It didn't say the number. Yeah.
it was a very good episode. I thought very good.
Yeah, it was a very good episode.
So
I
I'm
should
looking
really
forward to
check
your
and see if it's
episode.
called to Ghosts Don't or Ghosts Can't.
I'm
Because in
looking
my
forward.
notes, I have it as two different ways. That's super professional. Yeah.
Um. Anyway, your episode about it will come out on Wednesday. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
It's a very good episode, so go and watch that. And later on this week, guys, on Thursday, I've got Zach Peter coming on to talk about Bravo. And also on Thursday, I've got Prison Brides with Keisha. That's on the $10 level of
How
Pink
is that
Shades
show? Are
Prime.
you enjoying it?
Um, there's only been one episode so far. It reminds me stylistically a lot of 90 Day UK.
Yeah, you said that.
And it's not the same production company. I looked it up. It's
Okay.
not the same production company. I really had to search really hard, but it's not the same production company. It doesn't even have any of the same production team, but it looks like it. And maybe it's just because they're both British companies. I don't know. But so far it's like that. It's like everything kind of keeps moving along
Mhm.
and you really can't understand why this beautiful Australian girl is going to move to the middle of nowhere in the United States to be with this loser, 4-time felon who spent half his life in jail. What?
Why
Why?
are all these why is it did they want a convict or are they all meeting on an international prison website or were they looking for an American man in prison?
Well, the one girl that's a midwife that lives in Germany says that she was doing online classes. Now, the way she described it, it sounded like it was probably during COVID, and she was like alone in her apartment a
Mhm,
lot and
mhm.
doing online midwifery school, I guess. And that she just thought, I think what would be safe is to talk online to an American prisoner. Another girl said she's from the UK and she's a male girl and she's had a lot of bad relationships. And she thought to really be herself, she could really talk through letters and emails with an American prisoner.
Oh, okay. I
What?
didn't know what you meant by a mail girl. I was like, is she a postage carrier?
I'm sorry,
Postage worker?
a postage carrier. Yeah. Yeah.
Or is she a
Isn't that
mail order girl?
no, not mail
That's
order.
different.
She's a letter carrier. Yes. Isn't that wild? That they just, that just I've decided to really be myself. I think I need to find an online prison buddy in Australia. That way I could really be myself. Like what? Makes no sense.
Oh, interesting.
But for sure two of them. The one girl from Australia definitely has dual citizenship because she says she was born in New York, but then her mom
Okay.
moved her to Australia when she met a guy.
Mhm.
So she has dual citizenship, obviously. And then the
Yeah.
other girl that's from Germany has zero accent. And we meet her mom, and her mom has a full German accent. So I think that her dad must be like an American that was
Okay.
like based in Germany, American military. That's what I'm gathering. So I think she also has dual citizenship. So that's how it's just so easy to go back and forth.
Yeah, yeah. I was wondering why it happens enough that there's a show.
Yeah. And the UK, the girl that's from the UK is coming to get married and married to him while he's in prison so that they can apply for a spousal visa.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there's 3 more couples we haven't seen yet because we've seen, or there's 4 because there's 7 couples and we've only seen 3.
Okay. I can't wait to watch and judge.
Yeah. It's on Lifetime, guys. So that's over there. And then, of course, on the weekends, I've got my new Bunky co-host, Meredith, and we are talking 90 Day the Single Life and Smothered. And
Hey,
I've taken a note that people don't like that I talk about how fake Smothered is. So I'm going to try to curtail my blasting of how fake it is.
does it feel fake?
It's the fakest. It's the fakest of the fake.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but a lot of it. And so, but I still enjoy like Christina and Kathy. Like I still enjoy some of them, but
Mhm.
I don't need the stuff that's so obviously set up and fake. And so people are annoyed that I keep calling it out. So I'm going to try to just pretend like it's real and not blast it so much.
Yeah, that's what we do with 90 Day most of the time.
Yeah. Just suspend reality.
I don't like to think that it's not real.
Yeah. I mean, I do it a lot on Life After Lockup too, because I get very annoyed with some of the fakery, but a lot of the stuff on Life After Lockup, they can't fake because they're just terrible actors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of it is production's fault too, because they'll cut a scene and you'll be like, hat on, hat off, drink on the table, no drink on the table. Now
Yeah.
it's day, now it's night, and it's all in the same scene. And that's not their fault. That's production's fault.
Love it.
All right, everybody, you know where to follow Kimberly and Katie over on A Date with Dateline is their podcast. Their Instagram is Date Dateline. And again, I beg you, please follow me over on the Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. And if you feel like it, over on the TikTok at Pink Shade Podcast.
I love
Okay,
it. We
that's
need
it,
like a
girl.
giveaway or like some sort of game to get people to follow you.
I know. I mean, me just begging is not
It's
working.
not working. So
Yeah.
if you have any ideas of what other influencers, I don't like that word. Um, if you see anybody else doing something, let us know. Mary Payne is
Yeah.
willing to try anything.
Anything. Meredith is helping me, because she's got a huge TikTok following, so she's going to help me.
Good.
She's a youth. She's a youth that can help me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All right, everybody. Again, follow us on social media, and I will talk to you on Thursday. I'll be here to talk Bravo with Zach Peter. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.